play matchmaker, but let's also get him a road to the title. And by doing that, let's talk about the fact that he's 37 and he'll be 37 here, I think, shortly, or is 37. They can't slow play him. They've got to rush him along. And as much as I want to see him fight Stephen Thomson, I don't think that's going to be the next fight for him.
He doesn't want that fight.
I don't blame him.
You know, and what he said was 2 positives don't make another positive. You know, and he could be right.
And I think he is right. And honestly, as much as, and like I said, for selfish reasons, John, you and I like that fight because we think that fight. But the reality is when you get 2-point fighters that are together, it could potentially end up being a snooze fest.
Could be.
It could be. We can admit that, but just in our minds, we believe it'll look like Bruce Lee versus Chuck Norris. It's going to be a great fight, but in reality, it's not going to be that. It's going to be probably touch, I go, touch, you go, and it could be end up being that way. But if I was to really say, let's put this into, hey, we got you're 37 years old. We're trying to get you one more fight to set precedents. I'd put him in, hey, who could we put him against that would give him an automatic title shot after that? And I would say Colby Covington. But can he stop Colby's wrestling? I get it, John. I understand. But Colby doesn't gain anything. I'm
not going there.
Colby doesn't gain anything by him losing. If he loses to Colby, Colby doesn't gain anything. He still stays away from the title. Doesn't do anything.
Yeah, but hold on. And this is my problem with it. Again, Colby hasn't won.
I understand that.
You know, he's lost how many here? You know, his last, 6? He's got 2 wins, 4 losses, I want to say. Mm-hmm. You know, do me a favor, Dave, look that up so I'm not screwing it all up. But it's somewhere in that area. I mean, no, I'm not saying that Colby is it's not a tough matchup for him. But you take a look at, lost to Leon Edwards, win against George Masvidal, lost to Usman, win against Woodley, lost to Usman. Okay, so it's not as bad as I was saying, but it's, 2-2. If you want to go the last 4, 3, 2-3. If you want to go the last one, give the first Usman loss to him. It's just, I look and say, okay, you want to fast track him, then put him in line. Put him in there against the guy that is undefeated. No one's been able to stop.
They're not taking that chance. They're not.
Why not?
They're not going to take the chance with a guy that's going to be around for a long time when this guy could be around for a year.
But this is where it works, though, Josh. Hold on a second. I know
I'm shaking my head no, guys, for all you listeners on the audio.
Yes, he's shaking. He's thinking I'm wrong, but this is why I say it works. Rachmanov is going to be there for how long?
I mean, probably a good. What is he? 27.
How
old is Rachmanov?
But he's going to be there for another 7-8 years. Easy. Okay? And we all know how good he is. He's 29. Okay? So like I said, 7-8 years.
Yeah, 6-7 years.
He's going to be there. So if he did lose, the UFC's okay. They still have a young fighter. Hold on. They have a young fighter that they can build right back up. He can get right back into the groove. And he can compete and possibly even be in that position where he rematches. If he did lose to MVP, he could get that rematch. And if MVP beats him, MVP is doing something that nobody else in the UFC has been able to do. Nobody else within this guy's career has been able to do. And it puts him in a position where you got to think that Rachmanov is the guy that everyone thinks should get the title fight. Bilal's the guy in line. He's, going to fight Leon Edwards, but everyone's pushing for Shavkat. So if MVP beats Shavkat, it definitely puts him right in line, right in the picture. The next fight, you could put him as the challenger for the title, and everyone would accept it and love it.
That would mean that there would be common sense involved, John, and that's not what we're doing here. Okay, what we're doing is I'm putting my promoter hat on, and my promoter hat says keep him away from Rachmanov.
Okay,
that's what my promoter
understand. I understand why. I totally understand what you're saying, because I got a guy that's undefeated, and I can put him in as the challenger against the champion, and possibly have a guy who's an undefeated champion in here. Oh yeah. That's where I'm going to go. Okay. But right now, you got Shavkat sitting there doing what? Because you got Bilal.
I get it. I understand what you're saying, but look, this is where I'm at with this. I like what you're talking about. I do, but I'm putting my Dana White hat on, okay, and I'm putting my Joe Silva. Even if Joe Silva was still there, I'm putting the Joe Silva hat on, and I'm simply saying, there's guys that right now are not touchable. Is Rachmanov? Leave him out. He's not going to be fighting MVP. MVP's 37 years old. I don't want my young guy that's going to be coming up for a good 5 or 6 years potentially having a bad fight and setting him back or losing to somebody like that, because he's going to be gone in a year and a half. That's when one's going to be gone, one's going to stay. Him, also to Jack Della Maddalena. He's not fighting him either. Okay, those are guys that he brings great fights, fights his ass off, fun to watch fight. Great fighter. Not have Ian Gary, too big of a mouthpiece, and has a wife that writes books. Okay, keeps him in the spotlight. That fight's not going to happen. Sean Brady, don't think that fight's going to happen. Those are your four guys that I think
you're just taking everybody out of the equation here.
Those are the future of this division. I'm not having him fight those guys. He's too old. And I read the comments, guys, and I see you guys get upset when I talk about my own past stuff, but I'm just putting it in perspective. I didn't fight Anthony Pettis. He was 27 years old when he won the title. He was put on the Wheaties box. I was 36 years old, about to be 37. Everyone I talked to, it told me, no, we need to keep him off or keep him away from people that are older. I was the next in line. That was it. There was me and the other guy, the one that never fought again. God.
Oh, you're talking about Grant.
Grant Neal, right? Grant. No, not Grant. I didn't say Grant Neal. Grant. What was his name?
Come on, baby.
Fuck, I forgot.
Come on.
Forgot. What was his name? I forgot. You remember it?
I am TJ Grant.
TJ Grant. There you go. They all sound the same. Grant.
Grant Neal, TJ Grant.
Same thing. Grant Neal's going to kill me for saying that because they look completely different.
Yeah, one's a light heavyweight, one was a lightweight.
Exactly.
One guy's white, one guy's black.
One guy's real thick and the other one's tall and skinny.
Thick, yeah.
Tall and skinny. Oh, man. All right, but look, I look at those guys. I look at Shavkat. You're not gonna match him against him. Jack Della Maddalena, Ian Gary, and Sean Brady. Those are the future of that division right there. Those are the guys. Nobody else. Like all the other guys in that division are 34, 35, 36, 37, kind of on their way out. They're going to try to keep MVP away from them. Because it just doesn't, like MVP is the unknown of he could make it look nasty.
But let me ask you this. If you put him against Colby and he beats Colby, and I'm being honest, I think he beats Colby.
5-round fight? Yes.
What's that?
5-round fight? Yes. 3-round? I don't know.
It's going to be a main event fight. You
would think. Yeah, you would think.
So I would say it's going to be a 5-round fight. Yeah. That's the place that if I was MVP, I would refuse to fight.
Yeah, you need a bigger cage.
Bingo. Yeah. That's 25 foot compared to a 30 foot. That's a huge amount of space in there that you don't have to use. And especially against a guy like Colby that wants to be the wrestler and take you down and just smother you. You can't be in that. It's got to be in the 30-foot cage. But if he did fight Colby, now he beats Colby, we'll say. We'll just say it happens, and Colby could win it, but we'll say that MVP wins it. You still got Shavkat in front of him. Mm-hmm. He's still there. So now you've had him fight Colby. He wins, but he really doesn't deserve the title shot. Shavkat does. Is that not true?
No, I understand what you're saying, but Bilal and Leon should happen here within the next couple months.
Yes, they will.
Then Shavkat will fight next for the title, but then Colby and Leon, or Colby and MVP won't fight probably until after around August, maybe July, but I'd say July and August, somewhere in there. It won't be International Fight Week. It'll be close, but it won't be International Fight Week, I don't believe. They'll probably put them sometime around August, September.
Take a look at the next time the UFC's in England.
Yeah, that might, yeah. So Shavkat and, they would love to have, I think, MVP and Leon Edwards sometime in England.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And
as much,
that would be
But here's the thing.
You know
why rush?
How big of a fight in England would that be?
Huge.
Two
huge
guys from England. Whew.
I mean, an MVP. I mean, he's sold out arenas there for us several times.
Oh yeah.
And Leon's going to sell it out too. The two of them together in that same arena, put them maybe make them the co-main event to Tom Aspinall fighting John Jones. I'm just being the guy right now. Come on.
I'll tell you what. I don't know if I would put as much as Tom Aspinall versus John Jones, but two guys from England fighting for the title.
I know.
Whew.
Yeah, it's big time.
That'd be tough to put that as co-main.
It would be. But I mean, look, how else would you play this? I mean, he's, like I said, he'll be 37. We've got to get him. He's got to get one more win. You don't say Colby. Bilal's going to be next.
Shavkat.
If you wanted to jump him all the way to Kamaru Usman, is Usman going to stay at 70 or is he going to go to 85? Like, is he healthy right now? What's going on with him? And I don't think you give him Gilbert Burns. Gilbert's coming off the loss. Like,
no, you can't.
I don't think you give him Jack Maddalena either because he's
certain guys are untouchable. You did say what you took away another one of mine that I would have said yes, and that would be Gary, only because it's a really good matchup. Yeah,
I like that. I like the Ian Gary fight, but that doesn't put him one fight away from a title, though.
No,
Colby does though.
No, it doesn't.
It does if you play the cards right. Bilal's going to fight next.
The only way that you can sit there and put him in as he gets a title fight with one more win, is Shavkat or, as you said, Kamaru. That would be it. Because you got to take Bilal and stick him to the side. He's fighting Leon.
No, okay, but John, I think am I not making it kind of how I'm doing this? Are you not understanding me? Am I speaking like Spanglish or something? A different language? Like, because if Bilal fights Leon here in the next month or two, or not month or two, but 2 months, when do you think they'll fight?
Month or 2 months.
Hold on. It hasn't even been scheduled, and they've got everything scheduled out for the next 2 months.
So I'm going to say, if they put it to say, when do you say? When do you think?
I don't think they have May. I don't think
right now. I would say you're looking at
International
end
Fight
of
Week?
May, beginning of June.
301 doesn't have a fight. Any fight?
There you go. Where's that at? Rio. That's
announced.
Not happening there.
Oh, Rio.
That's not happening.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Pereira's trying to get on.
Absolutely,
that's not happening there.
301.
You're not sending Leon and Bilal to Rio.
303's in Las Vegas. 302 has no destination, and that's in the middle somewhere here. We have no idea for 302.
Well, Las Vegas is what's Las Vegas? Is that Apex?
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile.
303. You're not doing 303 at the Apex.
He's
T-Mobile.
He's talking about.
Oh, you're talking about International Fight Week?
No, this is June. July would be International Fight Week, right?
June. End of June is International Fight Week.
End of June.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
that's International Fight Week.
So I could see that being on June. And then you have, I think if you have Shavkat, I think if you have Bilal and Leon fight, the International Fight Week. Big card, big weekend. And then you have Shavkat probably fight on the same card. I don't know, maybe Usman. And then right around that same time, you have MVP fight Colby. And then Shavkat wins, and then Shavkat goes ahead and fights for the title next. If he beats Kamaru. Or if he doesn't fight. If he doesn't fight and he just sits it out in MVP fights, I think you still have Shavkat ended up going next in line for the title shot. And
hold on. I want you to think about this. You're telling me that you're okay as a matchmaker putting Shavkat against a 36 to 37-year-old Kamaru Usman, but you're not okay putting him against a 36-year-old MVP.
I think because it's the work that's been laid already within the promotion. That's why. If I'm going to lay it that way, like, look, Kamaru Usman's already been the UFC champ multiple times over. It's really more of a stepping stone for him. Him losing to a Bellator guy or having a bad showing.
He's not
I get it. I get it, John. I get it.
It's all bullshit about Bellator guy.
It is. It is bullshit.
He is an MMA fighter who is fighting under the UFC's promotion and banner.
He is.
That's it.
Yes. I agree with you. 100% agree with you. But my point is that he hasn't laid the groundwork within the promotion. If I'm the matchmaker, I need to see one more fight before I start giving you my young guys to fight. Whereas Kamaru Usman, everyone's going to go, he beat Kamaru Usman. The average everyday fan has not seen MVP fight. The casual fan has not seen MVP fight. I can't have one of my number one guys lose to MVP if no one's ever seen him fight outside of the Kevin Holland fight. That's just a fact. I mean, like, I could say all the great things about Bellator and what we thought we built there and this and that, but guess what? A lot of the
nothing to do with Bellator.
Yeah, it does though, because the casual fans have not seen MVP fight. So if Shavkat was to have a shitty fight against him, or not look good, or even lose, then you basically are losing something that you could have built against Kamaru Usman.
Okay, then let's go back in time, because there was this guy named Michael Chandler that came to the UFC, and his first opponent was Dan Hooker.
Yeah,
and he had a really great performance.
He did.
Knocks out Dan Hooker. And who was his next goddamn opponent?
Yeah, it was Charles, right?
Yes, for what?
Was that a vacant title, or was that a...
Yes.
It was a vacant title.
Yeah.
I guess but then the other thing though too is I get what you're saying, but let me rebuttal that as well. Let me play devil's advocate again.
Go ahead.
Michael Chandler could say that he was the Bellator world champion. He could also say that he'd beat Eddie Alvarez and that was a former UFC champion. I have marketability there. Come on, let me put my promoter hat on for you guys, okay? That's what I'm doing around here. I look, this is my division, okay? No one's going to come at me and talking about my division. I know about my division.
I'm coming at you on this one.
That's the way I looked at it from that. I understood.
Okay. All right.
Look, Bellator former champion, then beat Eddie Alvarez. I mean, has a win over a former UFC champion. There's marketability there. MVP came up short every time he fought for the Bellator title. Just styles, make matchups. We know that. And it just didn't work out for him. That being said, him coming in, they don't want to take a chance of Shavkat losing Jack Della Maddalena, Ian Gary, or Sean Brady. I think those guys will be off limits because of the age thing. I'm sticking to that.
You can stick to it.
I would love to see Rachmaninoff in MVP. I would love to see Jack Della Maddalena in MVP. I would love to see, especially the Ian Gary one, I would love to see. I just don't think we're going to see it because they've got years of trying to market those guys. Years. They're going to make a lot of money off of them. And a loss to a 37-year-old is not what they're trying to start it off with.